Hey people, this is White Tiger and this is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling Network duel. I know I said I would do this a while ago, I think in my last video, which was like several months ago, that I would do it, but I'm lazy and I've had some computer problems and I'm also very lazy, so yeah, whatever. So anyway, I'm doing it now, so who cares. Anyway, uh, first of all, I just want to make a comment about Pokemon Wi-Fi battles. I don't have any intention of doing them anytime soon. As you can probably tell if you've been subscribed to my channel, I really never got into 5th gen very much. And although Black and White 2 are coming out, I still don't really have any intention of doing any major Wi-Fi battling. I just don't know enough about 5th gen. I mean, I am going to get Black and White 2. I always will. I always get every Pokemon game and play them through. But I don't really have any intention of doing proper Wi-Fi battling. So feel free to challenge me because I do have some Pokemon on my game, but I don't know enough about it. So if you want a casual game just for a bit of fun, feel free to challenge me. I might accept it, I might not, depending what mood I'm in. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, on to Yu-Gi-Oh, which is what I'm more interested in at the moment. Um, I'm using my Blackwing deck, which is a deck I quite like using because it's sort of like the last deck I played when I used to play in real life. Because I used to play competitively many years ago. I think I started all the way back in 2004 when I first went to a tournament when I was quite young. And I played all the way through to, I think I last played in 2008, my last tournament being 2008 UK Nationals. And back then the game was very different. Um, it didn't revolve around. If you play the game at the moment in any sort of competitive way, you'll know that the main uh, theme of the game is using the extra deck to get out synchros and XYZs. Well, when I last played, they didn't exist. No synchros, no XYZs, and the two main decks were Gladiator Beasts and Light Swarms. And although the game was like there wasn't that much originality. I mean, as I said, Light Swarms and Gladiator Beasts were like the main two decks, and a lot of people complained about that. I think it was better than it is now, because although you could argue there is more variation at the moment. I mean, you see like whatever the deck is, like wind ups. You don't see Gladiator Beasts anymore. I've even seen Gadgets, Elemental Heroes, which when I played, they were considered like the awful deck that only like Jaden wannabes wanted to use. Um, and dinosaurs and all this stuff. But I mean, yeah, you see all of these, but every single one, although they have a different engine, they have the same one condition, and that is use synchros and XYZs to swarm the field and just kill your opponent. I mean, that's not fun. I mean, okay, it's cool. I like synchros and XYZs. I think they're interesting, but the fact that they rule the whole game and there's no balance between using synchros and XYZs and other sort of win conditions, I just don't like it. I mean, okay, I have to accept it. That's the way the game's gone, and it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. But you know, I don't think it's that good. I preferred the way the game used to be before the extra deck was so important. I mean, it used to be called the fusion deck, and that's the way it should have been, where fusions were used once in a while, like Gladiator Beast used them, sort of, although they weren't technically, well, they were fusions, but they were used more like synchros are now. So I suppose that's me. I'm being a bit of a hypocrite there, saying that they counted, but yeah, I preferred the way the game used to be. Anyway, I'm not going to rant about that anymore. So I last played competitively in 2008, um, but since then I played a little bit of casual game with some friends around here. Well, I say recently, but I think the last time I played actually with my physical cards was probably like 2010 now. It's been quite a while since then as well. So, and anyway, back then I played Blackwings because I just learnt about synchros, and Blackwings was sort of like the only sort of deck I could feasibly make without spending a ridiculous amount of money. And again, if you play Yu-Gi-Oh in any sort of competitive means, uh, in real life, not necessarily on Dueling Network, you'll know that Yu-Gi-Oh, if you want to play and win, you're gonna have to pay. It is an incredibly expensive game. Anyway, so I'll get onto the game now. So I'm just babbling on a bit there. So I'm using a Blackwing deck here. and he's using X-Sabers, which I'm not particularly familiar with, so I can't really comment on them too much, I'm afraid. But at the moment, I really don't have much I can do. Although this is a swarm deck, essentially, uh, I really haven't got much of a swarm going here. I mean, the only monster I drew that was summonable was my Shura, which I used to get out my Gale, and now my Armed Master. And other than that, all I have is my Blackluster Soldier, which is useless because I have no lights in the grave, and my Effect Veiler, which isn't very useful at the moment because he's not summoning anything of a threat, and I've already got 2 Solar Warnings, one on the field, one in my hand, which are going to stop anything that comes out anyway. So I've not got a very good hand going here, and by the looks of it, he's not got much of a hand either because he's already on a defensive, and all I've got out is my Arm Master. So as you can see, it's a bit of a slow game, I'm afraid. All I'm doing is poking him with this Arm Master until either one of us can get a better something going. So yeah, there's not really much to comment on, I'm afraid. So he's just set another card, and he's taking his time making his moves. I mean, I think he's just like trying to figure out if there's anything he can actually do, and by the looks of it, there isn't. So sorry about that. Yeah. So, and he's going to summon this knight, blah blah blah. When this card is normal summon or special summon, you can special summon one X-Saber. So he's going to summon another, and yes, is he going to get out some actual decent cards now? So by the looks of it, I think this X-Saber is a tuner. If I hover over it in a second. Sorry, I recorded this and then I narrated it. Yep, it is a tuner, so it looks like he's going to get out a Synchro Monster. But, as you know, I've got a face down Solar Warning, so although after however many turns it's been, he's finally going to get something out, it's not going to help him much. Unless he has a way to stop my Solar Warning, which I doubt he does. And then the game might slow down a bit again. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't choose a particularly good duel for this first game. I just wanted to do a random game to sort of do a pilot to see if you're actually interested in watching these games. I will try and do more exciting games in the future. I have more funky decks to use. As I said, I don't really like using like metagame decks. I mean, I have a few that I can use, but I like using different things. But I mean, as I said, all decks now that have a chance of winning have to use extra decks. So using originality is a very hard thing to do. But I am trying. There are quite a few decks that I've got that I'm messing around with, and I will use those in future games. So yeah, there we go. I've Solar Warned him in his face down. So basically, his is Synchro Monster, sorry, and we're basically back to the same slow format as we had before. So yeah, and now I finally get another monster. It's not a Blackwing, but it's something. So I'm going to summon this Thunder King here. And let's see if he can do anything to stop it. He's got 4 backways, so surely he can do something. Yep, he's going to Solar Warning it, which is fair enough. Kind of a desperate move, in my opinion. I mean, to me, with Solar Warning and things like that, that costs 2,000 life points, you really want to save it for the big hitters. To use it on a Thunder King is, to me, quite a desperate move. But, you know, that's just me. Anyway, I'm going to attack again. So, again, we're back to the same slow Armed Master poking as the whole game seems to be. And he's going to get rid of one of these Dark Souls. And I don't know why he keeps bringing these to his hand. I mean, they're not particularly useful, but yeah, it's just, oh, sorry, I'm not doing a very good job narrating this. It's just such a slow game, there's nothing to comment on. But yes, Thunder King is in my graveyard, so as you may have noticed, that gives me both a light and a dark in my graveyard, and will allow me to summon Blackluster Soldier, but I will not do that yet because he has 3 back rows, and Blackluster Soldier is my only backup if I lose this Arm Master, and if I summon it now, he could well have Torrential Tribute or something else to punish me, and if I lose both Arm Master and Luster Soldier, I'm pretty much screwed all over. So yeah, that's something I used to do when I used to play. I said I played competitively, but I was never that good of a player. I mean, I said I went to nationals, but I think I went to 3 or 4 nationals over the time I went to tournaments, and I think I qualified for one of them through a sort of fluke, in fact, and all the rest I just played in side events. which was quite good because actually one time I entered the side events, and there was this really cool event where the top 8 people who won the most side events, they actually went into this tournament where they gave you a whole booster box of Yu-Gi-Oh card packs of different like sets, and you had to open them all and make a deck out of them. And more importantly, you got to keep all the cards. And I made a deck, and I sort of like completely got owned in that tournament. But it was a really fun idea, and I don't know how I even got to the top 8 of the side events, but I did. So yeah, that was a fun time, fun times. Um, but yeah, other than that, I wasn't actually that good of a player. I made a lot of sort of like mistakes, and when I look back, I think of all the silly things I made. For example, as I was trying to get to the point of with Blackluster Soldier, you could what a lot of people do, and what I probably used to do was as soon as you get a card, like a power card, you'll play it as soon as you get it and think, yes, I'm going to attack, I'm going to attack. I could have tried to go straight forward and go Arm Master, Blackluster Soldier, and try to kill him in one go. But I knew he had 3 back rows, and as you can see there, he just played Dark Hole, and he had a face down Torrential Tribute. If I summoned Blackluster Soldier with Arm Master on the field, he would have either Torrential Tributed and killed both, leaving me with absolutely nothing, or played Dark Hole on the following turn, killing both. But because I didn't, and I waited, I still have Blackluster Soldier to follow up on the next turn. And because I played my Icarus attack as well, I got to take out 2 of his face downs, which leaves him with only 1 back row to stop me, which is much less of a threat than it would have been. So now he's going to summon his Dark Soul and attack me for 100 damage. I haven't got a clue why. I suppose he's just got nothing and he just felt like doing that. I guess, yeah. I mean, I like doing that too. I mean, if I've got a random card, like, I run a couple of decks with Karibo because Karibo is pro. Do not underrate the amazing Karibo. I just like to attack with Karibo because I find it fun. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And now we're getting to the conclusion of this duel. Sorry, spoilers, because I've just top decked a Dark Arm Dragon, which is thankfully like the best top deck I could have had, because luckily I've just sent to the graveyard my 3rd dark monster, and this requires 3 darks in my graveyard to special summon, so I'm going to special summon it, and whatever his back row is, either Dark Arm Dragon is going to be fodder to get rid of it, like you can see here, 2000 life points, that's going to wipe out this thing and destroy my Dark Arm, or I would have used Dark Arm's effect to get rid of it anyway. But more importantly, now that just leaves the field wide open for my overpowered Blackluster Soldier, and because he's left a 100 attack monster on the field, and my Blackluster Soldier has the overpowered effect of destroying a monster and then attacking again with a 3000 attack beat stick, it's pretty much game. That's 5900 damage in 1 turn with only 4000 life points left, thanks to his Solar Warning. So I'm going to attack his monster now for 2900, then unless he can stop that with, I don't know, maybe Effect Veiler or Scarecrow or something funky, or if he's pro, maybe he's using a Karibo, it's game, which, as you can probably guess, he doesn't have any of those. So that's a game there. I'm very sorry that wasn't a very exciting game. Very slow. So I will try and do better games in the future, but I just wanted a random game as a pilot to see if you're interested in watching these. So please comment below. Comment anything. Tell me what I did right, what I did wrong, whether you'd want to see these again, what sort of decks you'd like me to see play. I am always open to unique deck types, so if you have anything that's a bit funky that can work in the metagame, then please hit me up, because I'd love to try it. It's what I like to do. I don't like using all the metagame decks. It's just boring. I hate using them. So anything like that, leave a comment below. So thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Bye.